pop that up. So we'll do that. So now we're on Firebase. We're gonna hit create database, and here make sure you choose start in test mode. Hit done, and then just choose done. It doesn't matter what location it picks. It's gonna be a good location by default. Damn, yep. I see it's our stream is like starting to peak again, and we're getting more viewers. And thank you guys so much. We are currently at 330, and we broke 16,000 views. So thank you guys. And if you're enjoying this so far, make sure you hit the like button so it goes out to more people.
Exactly, guys. That's all we ask is you smash that thumbs up. Nice. So with that said, now we're inside the database. So the database follows a collection, document, and repeating structure, right? Yep. The collection is simply a list. It's like an array, right? So let's go ahead and start that collection by going ahead and creating a collection of reels, right? So let's go ahead and say reels.
Yep. So this is going to be where the videos are. So reels, and we'll hit next. Auto ID.
What we're going to Yeah, so this is actually going to be the first reel. So in order to understand what fields we need, what we're going to do is we're actually going to, let's go to app.js. Let's go to app, and let's use the app.js props that let's use video card props. So
and I'm just going to, I will show that in just a second, but the things that we're going to be using here for the video, the fields, what fields are we going to need so I can visually show it here, and then we can show it through props. So I imagine, go ahead. Okay. So channel so the channel that's right here.
Yep, that channel.
Sangha, got it. What else?
Yeah. And then we're going to have the avatar source. So the avatar image.
And that's the image, yep.
Yep. We have the song that's playing.
Okay, so that's what brings the ticker.
Yep, exactly. And we have the URL of the actual video itself.
Okay, otherwise the video would not be here at all. Yep, got it.
And then we have the number of likes and the number of shares in the bottom right.
Okay, so those are all the things that we're going to need to feed our database when we create a dummy. We're going to basically create this through the database. Got it. And then we'll props.
Let's look at app.js quickly before we do that. So app.js, there we go. And you can see here, guys, we have the props, right? So here we're manually passing in those props. So we've got the channel.
So when you say, okay, got it. Yeah, I was just going to say if you could just say what the props are, but here the channel is a prop, the avatar source is a prop, and video card is the component.
Yes, exactly. So rather than hard coding these values like we're doing here, we want to be able to pull them from the database. So let's go ahead and add a document which fits this structure. So for the first field, let's go ahead and do a field of channel.
Got it. Okay. So yeah. So basically we're going to go channel and boom. And I will also post the same values. Avatar source, and all of this is string because I actually see that he has a string data type there. So I'm just going to keep it as a string. Song, this is also a string. URL is going to be, actually, let's go. So this is going to be a URL, which is the video URL, right?
Yep.
Cool. So I'm going to paste that here. Likes are going to be a number. So I'm going to say likes. We're going to make it a number. And we're going to give it just 950 likes. And then shares is also going to be a number. So I'm going to go ahead. Boom, boom, boom. Whoops. And I'm going to just copy this and paste it. Awesome. Nice. So that record is now made. And I just want to show you guys when Sonny was talking about how the structure is. So here you got your collections. Inside of the collections, you have documents. So for example, hey, basically in English, I'm saying, hey, this is where all my reels are. This is a folder that has all my reels. Then when you go inside of that folder, that literally has like all of your reels, right? And then it's like, so in your actual local computer, you would have a folder called photos. And then inside of there, you might have like all your photos. So just like that, we have all the reels here. Now, once we go inside of a particular reel, all the data associated with that is right over here. So what does that data mean? For example, hey, here's the URL for that. So I'm going to copy this URL. We're going to open a new tab, press and type it in, and then boom, this is what actually comes up. Yeah.
Yep.
So this is, the data that's part of it.
Exactly. So a really nice explanation there, guys. And like you can now see the exact way that we've mapped the sort of the props that we were previously passing as hard-coded values into the database so that we have the same structure, right? Now, with that said, we now need to pull that information from the database. So we're going to show you a really nice way of doing this. And also the added bonus here is that you actually go ahead and get a real-time real-time functionality here as well. So the first step to this is we need a sort of variable to keep track of all of the rails, right? So let's go ahead and create one. So remember in React to create a variable, we use state. So we're gonna go ahead and say const, and we say rails, and we're gonna say set rails, right? And then we say use state, and then the initial value here is going to be an empty array because we're going to assume that we have 0 rails by default when we begin this process. Yeah. So we're going to do this, and we need to import use state at the top. Okay. So like this. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and actually add a use effect. Now I'll explain what a use effect is, and it's basically going to allow us to run a piece of code when the app component loads. And we want to run this once because we just need to set up a listener to the database one time, and we don't want it to keep firing off. We just want it to happen once, right? So we've gone ahead and imported it. And in order to write a use effect, we write it over here. So we say use effect, right? And then what happens is it takes a function. So it takes a function, and then it takes a second argument, which is the dependencies. So by default, by passing empty dependencies like this, what this is saying is that the app component will run once when it loads and never again, right? So it won't run once when it loads, and it won't run again. But if I had, like, for example, a variable inside of it, like name or like age or something like that, whenever it will run once when it loads, but it will also run when name and age change, which is why it's known as a dependency. Okay. So if we, by default right now, we just want to run once when it loads. So we're going to basically go ahead and do this. So what we now need to do is import that DB from our local Firebase file. So here we do import DB from our local Firebase, not the module Firebase. And then we're going to go ahead and do db.collection, because remember that collection that we created on Firebase was reels. Okay. So we actually had a collection called reels. And then what we say is on snapshot. So this is the magic right here. So on snapshot is saying, go ahead and give me, like, imagine you've got a camera and you pretty much take a picture of that reels collection. So that list of, remember Qazi said it was like a folder, right, with all the reels inside of it. So imagine we could take a picture of that folder at that exact point in time. So that's the snapshot, right? That's the snapshot. Now, the beautiful thing here is that the snapshot, whenever something is added, whenever something is changed, whenever something is removed, the snapshot is refired off and we get a fresh snapshot, right? So we get a fresh snapshot, and then that goes ahead and gives us the most up-to-date value of what the Reels folder or collection looks like. Okay.
Yep.
So with
and
that,
I just want to, and I'll keep visually adding, like, more technically what he's accessing. So when he's saying, hey, give me the Reels folder, I mean, that's how I think in English. You know, if you, like, give me the Reels folder, boom, that's what's giving him. And then on snapshot is just a fancy way of getting everything in real time.
Yep, exactly that, guys. It's a fancy way of getting everything in real time. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and actually set the reels. So we're going to set the reels to a value, right? And what value are we going to set the reels to? I basically want to go through all of the reels inside the database. So here, set reels. I'm going to go through all of them. So I'm going to say snapshot.docs. So that's going to go ahead and go through that list of reels, right? Snapshot.docs. And then I'm going to say map. So iterate through every single one.
So snapshot.docs returns, like, this returns an array.
Yep.
Okay. So this, guys, is basically everything inside of here.
Exactly.
Bada bam, bada boom. And then the dot map thing will allow you to actually, like, loop through one by one. So, like, if this is the first item, then this will be the second reel and a third reel and a fourth reel, all that.
Exactly that. We want to basically map through them and basically return it in a structure that is good for us, right? So in this case, what I'm going to say is map through every single document and basically go ahead and get the doc.data, right? And the doc.data is all of the properties associated to that one document. So the
Whoa,
avatar
whoa, whoa,
source.
whoa. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Because couldn't see some of it, so now we could see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
basic. Go ahead. Finish your thing.
so all of the so if you have doc.data, so the avatar source, the channel, like, shares, song, URL, anything associated with that document that we're mapping through or iterating through it, we're gonna get that information back.
So I'm just gonna again visualize everything he's saying because this is where it gets really dense, and I just want to empathize for everybody who's watching because it always would kill me when I would be going through this. So
Yep.
Reels gets you this. All right. Then when we do snapshot.docs, that gets us everything here.
Yep.
Then when we do .map, then each doc here allows us to loop through it.
Yep.
Okay. And then when we do doc.data, it gets you, so when you're looping through, it gets you this particular doc in the first loop, and then all the data here. And then this data here is actually at object.
Yes, exactly.
It's
So what
just
you end
filled
up
with key value pairs. Yeah.
exactly. So you end up getting, as it maps through everything, you end up getting an array of objects, and then that goes inside of our Reels variable.
Yep. So the final thing that you're gonna get is an array of objects. So for example, here's your first reel, and this is going to have. Does this also has an ID, right?
No, so we're just pulling the data, not the IDs. Yeah.
Okay, so we're not pulling. Okay, cool. So the first reel is essentially gonna have, for example, channel. I'll just put channel for now as Clever Qazi. Okay.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
And then the second one doesn't exist yet. So this entire thing right now would look like this. Again, this is just an example, but this is what it would look like. An array with
Exactly.
one item.
Exactly. And then as you add the second, third document, you would get an array with 2 items, 3 items, etc. Right?
Yep.
So nice.
Awesome. Logan
Uh,
just dropped by. He goes, "Hey guys, in the office today. Just wanted to stop in and support you. Thank you so much." And then he says the drawing is helpful. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys.
nice. Awesome. Right. So now what we're gonna do is Reels will now actually, if we've done everything correctly, we'll have all of the information that we want, right? So this is the moment of truth now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down here, we're gonna delete this line. And what I'm going to do is rather than having this hard coded out like this, right? So rather than having all of this stuff hard coded at the bottom, so we have like all of these video cards. So let's go ahead and remove these. We have this video card, this video card. I'm going to get rid of that, get rid of that. And instead of doing this, what we have right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, so I'm going to do some Java JSX. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to say reels.map. Right? And for every single reel, I want to return a video card, right? So I want to return a video card. So I want to return a video card like this, right? But look what we do here that's different, right? So I don't want these values to be hard coded. I actually want to pull the values from it. So here we can destructure the reel. So I can actually go ahead and pull the reel apart and say, get me the channel, the avatar, the song, the URL, the likes, etc. from that reel. So I can go ahead and do this. I can actually pull it apart and I can do that. Right? Now what I can say is rows.map. Yep. So I don't know why it's freaking out. Yep. So rows.map and then the video card component like this. Now here I can actually go ahead and say this should be the channel that we're getting back from the DB. This should be the avatar source. The avatar source. This should be the song. And these are mapping to the database. This should be the URL from the database. So this should be the URL. This should be the likes. And this should be the shares. Like that. And what I can do now is I can get rid of our hard-coded value. So I can actually go ahead and highlight our hard-coded value and delete our hard-coded one. So at this point in time, guys, we have no hard-coded stuff here. So you can actually see for yourself, there is no hard-coded stuff saying that this this is the channel name or blah blah blah. We're mapping it from the DB. Okay, and what we can actually do to prove this is we can go ahead and save, and we can go back to our app, and and if everything was done correctly, this should map to the database. It should listen. It should get all that information, and it should render out the video card correctly on the screen. And if it does, I think we deserve a thumbs up. So let's go back to localhost.
All right, let's check it out.
And
I'll find out if you're bullshitting us, Sonny. I'll find out.
And hey,
wait, hold on. First, we got to put it through the stress test. Guys, Sonny could be bullshitting us, so we got to find out. Let's see here. Okay. So it says 950 here, yeah?
Yep.
Now, if it's true what you're saying, if I change this, it should change here in real time without me refreshing or doing anything, right? Which is insane, but let's try it.
Yep.
Okay, so let's give it a try. I'm going to change this to 154, and I'm going to hit update. Holy crap, dude.
Exactly.
Nice.
Real time, guys. Real time.
Okay, let me try this clever Qazi to Papa Python.
Nice.
Bro, wow, this is real time. I love this. You know that it's always satisfying whenever I see that React, like Firebase connect with React and then work in real time. It's just always like one of the best feelings.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's just insane like how little code it was to get that powerful functionality. Like there was no managing sockets, there was no socket IO, there was no headache or anything. We just did a simple like 3 lines of code with the on snapshot, and it just worked. Right, everything worked, and then it was paired beautifully with the React hooks. Everything worked really nice.
That is amazing.
What we're going to do now is, if you can see on the right, we can't actually scroll, right? So let's go back to having that layout, Qazi.
Yeah, I can't scroll. I'm trying to scroll. I can't.
Yeah. So now let's have Firebase on the left, and let's go ahead and add another document into Firebase. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to drop you some content. So I'm going to go ahead and drop you an avatar source. So I will drop it inside of, where should I drop it? I could drop it inside of app.js.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, so I'll drop this one into app.js. So boom, that's the source.
And add it. You want me to add this to the database?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's avatar source.
I wish it just allowed me to duplicate a record. You know, that'd be nice.
I know. Yeah. So that's avatar source. This is the handle. So
and the channel name is Sangha, right?
Yep.
Cool. And then avatar. Okay, URL. You gave me the video URL, right?
No, that's actually the avatar source I gave you.
The Instagram long. The first thing that you gave me was the avatar source.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. What else?
And then likes on we just do likes at 950 or something. And then do shares around 40 or something.
Okay, I'm gonna do 47.
And then a song, let's do this. This was the song that I used. This one here.
No, I'm gonna use Don't Rush.
Hey, there it is.
Oh, nice. You actually, oh, that's funny, dude. Why don't you ever put apostrophes? Like, do you don't like them, or to piss you off, or what?
For what bit?
Like, don't. You never put apostrophe. I noticed you don't put it in don't. You don't put it in let. Is it like a British thing, or is it just like a you personal thing?
I don't know. I mean, I do it for the S's, but for everything else, I get lazy. Yeah.
Okay, I see. I got it.
And then for the URL, we have this huge one. So this
is going to be a number, right? Likes and shares are going to be a number. So
yeah.
Let me actually fix those real quick. All right, go for it. Now what URL?
This is the big one. So this is the URL.
This is the most important one. All right. Got it.
Now, before you hit save, let's get that on the left-hand side of the screen.
Oh, so they can see it in real time, yeah?
Yeah. So we'll show them in real time without a refresh. So imagine now somebody just shot a reel and then they posted it, right? As soon as we hit save, notice how the right side of the screen is not, it's not going to refresh. Right? So
Okay,
it's not going to
so
refresh.
hold on. Let me just refresh right now because everything was white and blown out. So now I'm trying to scroll, and it's not scrolling. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can hear my sound of me trying to scroll, but it's not doing it. But once I hit save right over here, and then I scroll, it should scroll, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, let's give it a try. Let's put it through that stress test. So I'm gonna hit save. It added it. I see it on the left hand side. It added that. Boom, Sanga. Oh crap, bro.
That's nice, right?
Let me actually play it now.
Hey. Love that. When it works like that, it's so satisfying. It's crazy.
Dude, it is so clean, bro. It is so clean.
Nice.
Wow. Okay. Love. Yeah, it's just super satisfying to watch it work. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yo,
Love
Barcelona versus Bayern is going on. That is a big boy match. I'm always team Bayern. I'm Bayern all the way. Germany for me, you know. It's a German league. But
Yeah,
I know. Go ahead.
I'm on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Barcelona. Okay, nice. So I think with that said, we just finished up with Firebase.
Hey, Bayern is beating Barcelona 5-2. Let's go.
Oh shit.
Yo, I would watch that match. Look at that. Dude, let's watch soccer on this TV after. That is nice. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
So with that said, guys, we just finished up on the Firebase database stuff. So everything is done. Yeah. Everything is done with that now. So with that said, we actually are ready for the deployment.
Oh, wow. Deploy